Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Solar. So today I just want to talk about paralleling two solar arrays together and hooking them up onto the EG4 inverters. Now there's several of these inverters where you can hook up two solar arrays on the same MPPT charge controller. So like on the 12K PV, you can hook up a total of 4 solar arrays onto 2 charge controllers. And I'm going to try to use an example here. We'll go through it and show what the best way to do, kind of like rules of thumb on hooking up your solar arrays so that you do maximize the wattage that you're getting from your solar panels. So we'll look inside. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this gray terminal block, this is where the solar panels hook up. And if you look, there are 2 sets of number 1s and there are 2 sets of number 2s on here. So you can parallel 2 arrays right here on this terminal block. That's your first charge controller, and then you can parallel 2 arrays right here for the second charge controller. So since we're using the 12K PV as our example, the charge controllers on here, they can take or use a maximum of 25 amps from the solar arrays. And that's important because when you parallel solar arrays, the amperage adds together. So if you have a 10 amp array and another 10 amp array, together they're going to make 20 amps that they're going to be putting into the charge controller, which is good because it's within that 25 amp range. So if you had 2 solar arrays that were, say, 14 amps, and then you add those together, you get 28, you still could only utilize or use 25 amps out of the 28. So then you wouldn't get the full wattage of your solar panel arrays. So you really want to try to stay within the usable range. So what if you have 2 solar panel arrays where their voltage and amperages aren't the same? They don't quite match up and you parallel them together. What's going to happen? Because a lot of times you first install a system, you buy solar panels. 2 years down the road, you want to add more solar. And you can't get the same panels anymore because they typically only make these certain panels for only a year. The technology increases and now they have a new panel with new voltage and amperage that's different. So what happens when you have arrays that don't match? So right now we have 2 completely different solar arrays hooked up to the 12K PV, and they are on separate charge controllers right now, but we are going to parallel them together on charge controller number 1 and we'll see what happens. So our first solar array, and I'll go ahead, I'll put the stats up here on the screen so you can see the numbers, but it is made up of 460 watt panels. There's 8 of those in series. So that makes a total of 3,680 watt solar array. And when you add the voltage up, since they're in a series string, that solar array runs around 339 volts. And it outputs about 10.8 amps. Now our other solar array, they're smaller panels, 315 watt, and there's a total of 12 of those in a series string. And that makes an array of 3,780 watts, and the voltage on that string runs around 397 volts for the operating voltage. So between the 2 strings, the one string is about 60 volts higher, but it is also about 1.3 amps lower. That's the difference. Now, the trick is the amps doesn't really matter. It's that voltage difference. That's what's going to matter when we're messing with parallel strings. So right now, our 460 watt panels are making 3,200 watts. Our 315 watt panels are actually making 3,400 watts. So we've got a total of 6,600 watts going into the inverter when they're on separate charge controllers. Let's go ahead, we're going to parallel them together, we'll see what happens. So I do have shutdown modules on all my solar panels, so as soon as I turn off that disconnect, all of the voltages on the solar panels are actually going to go down to only about 4 volts. It's going to be real safe voltage to work with. That's one reason I do like the shutdown panels, because you can make them fairly safe to work on during the day when the sun's shining. Turn it back on. Maybe. Oh, there we go. So if we look in the upper right-hand screen, you can see we're only making 6,100 watts now, and we're only running about 301 volts. So when we paralleled 2 different solar arrays together, we ended up losing 500 watts of output from what we had when they were on separate charge controllers. So let's go to the blackboard real quick and we'll discuss the reason why this happened and how you can calculate two different solar arrays together to actually calculate the true wattage. And then we'll also go over what you can do to combat having different solar panels and how you can get them to work together and still get close to your maximum amount of wattage. So to calculate this up, we're just going to be looking at the operating voltage. So our first solar array was 339 volts, and it was actually 10.86 amps. Our other solar array was 397 volts, 9.52 amps. So the first rule of parallel strings, the amperage adds up together, so you end up with 20.38 amps of output. Now the other rule of parallel strings that a lot of people probably don't know is that the voltage of the string, you got two different voltages, so what's the voltage going to be? It's actually the lowest voltage. So this array is actually going to drag this array down and pull the voltage down to its voltage. So the voltage of the combined parallel array is only 339 volts. Now to calculate up the wattage of this paralleled array, you have to take the voltage times the amperage. So that comes up to be 6,908 watts. And before, when these were on separate charge controllers, we had 4,060 watts. So you can see almost a 500 watt loss. So that's why it's really important when you parallel strings on these inverters, you really want them to be the exact same panel with the exact same number of panels in a string. That way you have the exact same voltage paralleled together on that input. So what if it's a couple years down the road, you want to add some more solar panels? The only way to do it is to use that parallel connection. What do you need to do to minimize the wattage loss of two different solar arrays in parallel? So what you do is you need to look at the operating voltage of the panels that you already have running. And I would do that by the spec sheet or by the back of the solar panel. And in our case, it was 339 volts. So let's say you found a 400 watt solar panel. It runs about 42 volt operating voltage and it runs somewhere around 9.5 amps. So if you put 8 of those together in series, you would have 336 volts. You're within 3 volts of matching. So that's probably your best bet. You want to try to get those voltage numbers as close as possible so you don't have too much wattage loss. Now remember, the 9.5 amps is not really going to matter too much because these just add together. They don't drag, one doesn't drag the other one down like the voltage does. So if you guys end up with one of these EG4 inverters that have the parallel inputs on the charge controller, my first suggestion is to try to buy 2 solar arrays. Try to get 2 that are matching, same panels, same number in a series string, and you can hook them up separately if you want to, but if you ever want to add solar, you can combine them together in parallel. You won't have any wattage loss, and then that frees up the other charge controller. Now, if you're in the situation where you want to add one to an existing array in parallel, just try to get that voltage as close as possible. And then you can do the calculations, you know, whether the voltage is a little higher or a little lower, either way. You can do the 2 calculations and calculate out the total wattage just like we did, and you can calculate out which one is the best for you. So I hope this helps out some of you guys trying to understand how these parallel inputs work on these EG4 inverters. And I think that wraps up everything I wanted to talk about, so that's it for this video, guys. So I'll see you in the next one.